Hello, Assalamu alaikum students. Hope so you are fine and shine. In this lesson, you'll learn how to use modal verbs properly. Even though modal verbs doesn't sound that exciting, when you see what they are, you'll realize that we use these verbs all the time. So you need to know how to use them correctly, right? Okay, so let's look at what modal verbs are. As you know, verb shows an action. Same is the case with modal verb. They are also verb. They tell us about an action. Modal verbs combine with other verbs to form compound verbs. With the aid of main verbs, modal verbs make compound verbs. Let's understand through an example. The word can is a modal verb, and now we'll combine that modal verb with main verb speak, and it will become a compound verb which is can speak. For example, we can say that I can speak English fluently. Modal verbs are very important in English language. Modal verbs are used with other verbs to express various things like ability, obligation, and possibility. They're also called auxiliary verbs such as can, could, must, shall, should, will, and would. Modal verbs have a lot of uses in English. One of them is to add meaning to a base verb. So here's a chart for you. In the first column, we'll talk about modal verbs. In the second column, we'll talk about types and functions and then examples. The first modal verb is can, which shows an ability, permission, and offer. As we can say, Joseph can swim. The word can is used to show an ability of swimming, that Joseph can swim. The second example, can I come with you? So here, the one person is asking for permission from another person. May, the modal verb may, is also used for a permission. The third example is, can I help you? So here, the doer person is asking for an offer. The second modal verb is could, which shows possibility, past ability, permission, and requests. In the example, that story could be true, who knows? So here the modal verb could shows the possibility that the story could be true. And the next, Joseph could swim when he was 5 years old. So here the modal verb could shows the past ability of Joseph, which is swimming. And then, could I use your phone please? So here the word could is used for permission. And the last one is, could you tell me the way to the railway station please? So here the person is asking or requesting to tell him about the way towards the railway station. The next modal verb is may, which is used for possibility and permission. Let's see at an example. He may get good marks in annual exams. So here the modal verb may is used to show the possibility. Clear? The second example is, may I borrow your pen? So may is used to show a permission. The next modal verb is might, which is used for slight possibility and past form of may in reported speech. We might win a prize, but I doubt it. So here might shows a slight possibility of winning the prize. In the next example, the principal said he might come. He might come. So here the modal verb might is just like reported speech, that the principal is reporting by using the modal verb. And the next modal verb is should, which is used for advice and logical deduction. Let's see at an example. You should take an umbrella. It's starting to rain soon. So the person is giving an advice to another one to take an umbrella with him, otherwise he will get wet. And the second example is, John has revised all day. He should be ready for his exam. As he has revised, so it is reasonable and rational that he should be ready for it. So here the modal verb is used as a logical deduction. The next modal verb is ought to, which is used to show advice, logical deduction, and obligation. In the example, you ought to write to your grandmother. So here the modal verb ought to used as an advice, that here he is giving an advice that you should write to your grandmother. The next one is logical deduction. Here's 300 rupees. That ought to be enough for a taxi. So in that example, it is reasonable to take 300 rupees to take a taxi. The next is obligation. You ought to obey your parents. So here the modal verb ought to indicates an obligation and a responsibility, that we ought to obey our parents. Then the modal verb shall, which shows offers and suggestions, and it is also used with pronoun I and we. Let's look at an example. Shall I order a taxi? So here the person is offering a taxi by using the modal verb shall. The next example, shall we begin the meeting tomorrow? So here the modal verb shall is used with a pronoun we. The last one is will, the modal verb will, which is used to show future tense in an auxiliary form, means helping verb or helping form. And the last one is invitations or offers. Tomorrow I'll be in Turkey. So here the modal verb will is used to show an auxiliary verb by indicating a tense which is in a future. Will you join us for coffee? Won't you come in? So here the person is asking for a cup of a coffee by offering him. So here is a map for you which shows the depth of modal verbs by showing the branches here. There are some worksheets related to our topic modal verbs in the given link. You'll solve these worksheets, and after completing these worksheets, you can check them on the web. I'll give you the link in the description also. By clicking on it, you can easily get access to it. Thank you for watching.